Hello, this is Abby Knits, and welcome to Everything That I Knit in 2025. So this was my first full year, actually it was my first year pretty much ever knitting. A lot of people have learned to knit in the last year or so, or last year, but this year was my year, and I had a very successful year. I think I made, let me just count, I made about 13 things, which I'm really happy with. I knit about one thing a month, which is pretty cool. I don't think the timeline quite worked out like that. Some things took longer, some things went really quick, some things I knit really fast, some things I didn't finish. So my plan is to title this my first podcast episode as well, because I was thinking at the end I would show you all the whips I have going into 2026. It's only 3, but still I started them this year. I think they should count in the roundup. And yeah, you can also find my Ravelry to keep up to date with what I'm doing. But yeah, we might as well just get started. I've never done a podcast before, so I'm not really sure how this is gonna go, but I also have not written anything down, so I'm pretty sure this is in chronological order. I do not know the specific dates. I don't remember all the yarns, but I remember most of them, so we will just see. I will give you as much information as is in my brain. So the first thing I'm going to show you is not a knit, but it is the first proper thing that I made, and then I was like, I'm going to start knitting. So that is this very long crocheted scarf. I made a similar one for my dad in navy blue with the same pattern. I think it's free somewhere. I can't remember what it's called. I don't remember all the stitches or anything, but it's so long, it's so chunky. I haven't really used it yet this year, but I really like it. I'm going to say it's the first thing that I made. Not the first thing I knit, but pretty close. So I knit this super long scarf. It's in a wool, I want to say like a wool and acrylic blend. I just got it from the Aldi middle aisle, so yeah, don't know where you can find it, but that's what I made first. This got me in the knitting bug, and then I was like, you know what, I want to knit, and I want to knit a jumper, so that's what I did. So the first thing I did was I knit the step-by-step sweater by Florence Müller. So I made it out of acrylic because I was smart, and I was like, I don't want to commit to buying something if I don't know I'm gonna like it. I should have just used her recommended drops in Paul, but it's fine. I used like a Scheepjes something acrylic. It's really quite soft actually, and I probably have gotten the most wear out of this jumper. It has no short waist shaping. It's literally the most basic, simple purple stockinette round yoke jumper. I've sort of tried to pull to give like a front and a back. It doesn't always work. It's cropped. There's yarn sticking out of it, but I'm really happy with it, and it got me into the kick. I honestly kind of want to make another one because that color is stunning. But yeah, I made this. I'm really proud of it. It's obviously not perfect, but my tension is pretty solid. I didn't count. I think the sleeves are different lengths, which is a problem that I still run into, so that's entirely my bad. But yeah, I'm just really pleased. I tried to pick up on the underarms. It went mostly okay, so I really don't think there's much bad things to say. I feel like this was an excellent first jumper, and for that reason I kept knitting, because I was like, well, if I can make this, I can make so many other things. I knit this, and it took me, I think I finished it in the March, either the end of the February or the March, starting at about the 6th of January. But yeah, it was the first thing I got knitting needles for Christmas, and I was like, I'm gonna knit a jumper. So this is the step-by-step sweater by Florence Müller, by Florence Müller, something like that. Yeah, I just forgot, is it like a Italian bind off? I did an Italian bind off on all the sleeves, which turned out exceptional. I did magic loop and decided like immediately that I hated it, so you can kind of tell I've sort of seamed where I had a laddering happening. And then there's this sleeve. One sleeve turned out more tapered, which I really enjoy, but again, look at that Italian bind off. It looks really stunning, and really couldn't be happier with it. And then I did run into a problem, so I knit it too short, and then I was like, oh, I'm never gonna wear this. So what I did is I had already bound off with the Italian bind off, and I couldn't undo it, so I literally just took scissors and cut it off. And so there is there's quite a large hole in the jumper from where I couldn't figure out how to pick up the stitches. See if I go like that way, you can see it just here. But I did my best to surgery it. Not the best surgery ever, but I tried. And it doesn't bother me too much. It's literally a jumper I just throw on if I'm cold. It's really thick because it's acrylic, and I also held 2 strands together. It's very thick and very warm. So when it's freezing cold in January, I wear this. But yeah, so that was my only thing. It's got a bit of a hole on the side. Nothing terrible. I probably should have made it longer, but I really, really don't like knitting rib, and I did learn this on this jumper. So yeah, I did learn something, I feel like, every project that I did, and this one was just how to knit in general, how to knit a sweater, how to do a folded over collar, which I also messed up the first time. So I undid it and it looked worse, but I just left it. It's not a big deal. You can't really tell when you wear it. And yeah, so overall, I'm just really pleased with this. It's a bit wrinkled because I have just pulled it out of a box. It's not been cold enough. There we go. Now you can see my sleeves are different lengths, but yeah, so I do love this. I will be making another purple jumper next year because I think it's just like a staple winter color for me. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. I wear this when it's freezing. It was the first thing I knit. Everybody should knit this step by step. If you want to learn to knit, just do it. It's so easy. I didn't even read the pattern. I just watched her video. And yeah, you should probably read the pattern, but I learned that skill later. But I did watch the video and I feel like it went really well. So I'm really pleased with that. Now the second thing I knit is quite the jump. I also don't think I technically finished this second, but I did start it second. So I came out of knitting that jumper extraordinarily confident. It was like, there's this one sweater that I really want to knit, and I've knit a sweater, so I will just knit it. And that was quite, a bit brave. I didn't follow the yarn instructions, chose my own yarn, followed the pattern, except for that. But you know what? It is my magnum opus of the year. Oh, well, it was my magnum opus of the year until October. So that is the Sebastian sweater. And I don't know who it's by, so I'll pop up a picture in the information. And this is my Sebastian sweater. Knit out of Drops Belle because I really wanted it to be like a summer, just like a pullover. I've got some pictures of myself wearing it at the beach. It's so cute. This is knit. Bottom up, seamed, intarsia. I learned so many things that I think genuinely set me up success for the rest of the year. Like, nothing has fazed me because I learned everything knitting this jumper. I learned how to knit bottom up. I learned how to mattress stitch. I learned how to both do intarsia and stranded colorwork. I'll show you the inside because it's not the best, but it's also not the worst for a first time color work. So if you see, I carried the blue throughout, and then I tried to do intarsia where I could. But honestly, there's only a few holes where the ears are and the head, which I'm quite pleased with, and I tried to do a bit of duplicate stitching by the antlers. So there's just a few holes there, but really not that bad. My seaming is exceptional. I actually love seaming. Like, I haven't seamed another jumper, but I did a lot more seaming later in the year. But yeah, so I feel like it taught me how to seam. It taught me how to pick up for a collar, so that's something that I'd never done before. Because obviously with the step-by-step sweater, it's knit straight from collar to end of sweater. So I'd never done that before. So I learned how to pick up for a collar. I learned how to bind off like in the middle to shape the arm. So like how to bind off and then keep knitting, which I thought was really confusing when I first did it. But now, and then I also picked up for sleeves. Did I knit my sleeve? I think I knit the sleeves in the round. This one is supposed to be Judy Stretchy cast off, but it's not very stretchy. So that's okay. It still fits. This one's a little more stretchy. It's a bit tapered. I kind of wanted balloon sleeves, but I didn't know how to do that at the time. So it's not quite balloon sleeves, but it's also pilling. Needs a bit of a revamp, but again, this has just been thrown in a box since about July. But yeah, I'm really proud of it. I'm gonna get so much more wear out of it this year. I think I don't really feel like I need summer jumpers. This is like a cotton. I've got like 2 or 3 of them, and I don't really wear them in the summer, but it definitely doesn't keep me warm, but it's perfect when I go to the beach or it's windy, or I just want like to throw a jumper on and look super cool with a giant lobster. So yeah, this is my Sebastian, not lobster. This is my Sebastian sweater. knit out of drops Belle. I think that's all I have to say about it. It taught me so many things. There is an elastic in the neckline, which is quite good because it has pulled and got a lot stretched out. So I also learned how to put an elastic in a neckline, and it's helped it a lot. It still stretches. There's a bit of a fold where it's been folded in half, but overall, I am so proud of this. From this point forward, this is my magnum opus. My magnum opus? My magnum opus until I tell you something else that I knit at the end of the year, but this is my magnum opus, and yeah, I couldn't be more proud. I think I started it like right away in February, and I absolutely gave up. So I knit the entire back panel, which went really well, and then I got about halfway through the entire and I was like, I can't do this anymore, so I put it down for about 2 or 3 months. I went on holiday, and then I came back from holiday and I finished it. So, oh no, I didn't. I actually don't remember. I wore this to the beach before I went on holiday. I don't remember. I just know that I didn't like it, and I put it down for a while, and I don't remember if I finished or started something before, but I did finish it early in the year, had it ready for summer, and yeah, I highly recommend this yarn as well, Drops Belle. This is the only project I made with it, but I've got a few plans this year to use some Drops Belle because I really do think it's a lovely fabric. It makes a lovely fabric. It's a DK, I think. Actually, it might be an Aran weight. I don't know. You'll have to check, but lovely yarn. I'm so proud of it. Now, the next 2 things I knit are the same pattern, which I almost knit a third one, and then I was like, why would I do that? That's crazy. I don't need 3 tops of the same pattern. Now, they are summer tops, which is nice because I wore these all summer long. Actually, these might be one of them specifically might be my most worn garment from the year. So it's a Sailor Swift top by Kika or Veronica Lindberg, and I knit it out of Drop Safran, which is her recommended yarn. Again, it's been folded, but I wore this all summer, and I've worn it in the fall. Like, I literally just threw it on when I just want like a cash top. I learned a lot of things with this one. I learned how to do an I-cord. I also learned how to do like neck shaping and like put stitches on hold to then pick up for the underarm. I learned how to do stripes, which I love the stripe pattern of this. It just looks so chic. It's like the perfect skinny stripe. This is my first thing that I knit on very small needles, and I really enjoyed it. I still love a small needle project, specifically because this top. And then I learned how to do twisted rib, which is at the bottom of this top. This one I think is a little cropped. I didn't actually have any issues at all, I don't think. I mean, my shoulder stitches are like perfectly aligned. I don't know how that happened, but I'm super proud of this top. I wear it all the time. The only problem I have is the yarn gets a little bit waxy on the underarms, but I have been Googling it, and people say you can throw cotton garments in the washing machine, which I have only been hand washing this, so I might try it. I don't want to ruin it, so I'm a little scared, but look at that. Look at the drape. It's flowy, it's light. Yeah, I might make another one of these in the upcoming year, just because it's just so gorgeous. But I will be wearing it when the summer and spring come around again, and I love this color. I think pink suits me. It's the only pink thing that I knit this year, which is so sad because I need more pink in my life. But yeah, I wear this all the time. I love it. Highly recommend. I made a second one, which this one I knit basically in a week because I started it on the airplane. I had like an 11-hour flight to get home for 4th of July, and I really wanted to wear it on the 4th of July because I made a navy blue version, which looks so chic. And this yarn I used is called Clara and Anna's Cotton. So it's from a store called Sostren and Grena, which is a European, from what I can tell, it's like a European craft store. And I used their cotton, and it's honestly so soft. Like, I like the Drop Safran, but this is just next level luxuriously soft cotton. So, I mean, it looks so professional. My I-cord turned out even better. Again, I'm getting a weird wax under the underarms, even though I've washed this by hand, so I might try to throw it in the wash. This one I did an I-cord bind off on the end, and when I blocked it, I didn't have blocking pins, so it does roll up ever so slightly, and it's slightly tight as well. I think this cotton doesn't stretch as much as the Drops Safran, but not a problem. I know cotton stretches out in general, so I think it'll get a bit more flowy over time. But yeah, it's just like the perfect neutral top for the summer. This one I did not do the yarn. So when you do the stripes, you're supposed to like pull up the loop from before to make the stripes line up. Which side is it? It's this side. Which turned out really well in the pink one. Like you can barely tell. No, you can tell the stripes will line up. So I didn't even bother in this top. I'm just gonna be able to tell that the stripes are lined up, but I really don't think it looks that bad. And it's under the arm. Anyway. So yeah, and then this is my iCard bind off, which took forever. Ended up doing it on the airplane, and the poor guy next to me was trying to sleep. And I like had the little light on. I was trying to do an iCard bind off, but I'm so proud of it. I will also get more wear out of this one this year, I think. I might make another one in this specific cotton, just because it's so soft and it's so gorgeous. But yeah, I highly recommend. That's the Sailor Swift top. Sailor Swift. Yes, Sailor Swift top. Wonderful pattern. Looks chic. I mean, even folded up. Like, you can't tell me that's not a professional, like, store-bought piece of clothing. Stunning. It's gorgeous. I made one more summer top on the plane home from my trip. And that is a Sabai top by Suzanne. I think this one's Suzanne Müller. I will leave the information. But this is my Sabai top. I used some scrap. I basically undid a crochet project that I tried to make for my sister, and I significantly ran out of yarn. So there's a lot of picked up ends because I was trying to use whatever scrappy yarn that I had from this project. It's also very wide, so I don't think I picked the right material. I just used a cotton because it was what I had, and so I ended up having to buy a new ball. So I didn't actually finish this until around the end of August, so I'm not sure I got a lot of wear, but it is really chic, and it's really just like a nice, like the stitch definition just lays very flat, and I really enjoy it. There is a fold in the middle, please ignore, but it's very cropped, so I'm thinking I might, it's just a standard bind off at the bottom, so I'm thinking I might end up pulling that out and lengthening the garment by an inch, maybe 2 inches, maybe like a couple centimeters, couple inches. But it does hit like right at the top of a waist of jeans, and I would rather it be slightly longer because I think because the end rolls, it's just that slightly awkward length. But I am really proud of it anyway. It's very light, very breezy. Everyone says the underarm is really long. That is true. I even did less on the underarm, and it's still really long, so you can see my bra strap, so I really just wear this as like an inside top, or even I got a camisole that I'll just wear under as well. But yeah, this was my, don't remember what the pattern's called, it's lost me, whatever I said earlier. This is my top, and I really love the color. I'm gonna make more yellow this year. I think yellow is a good summer color for me, so it's on my list of things to knit. It's a Lovecraft cotton. It's the Aran cotton, not the DK, which I think is why I got a stiffer fabric, because I thought I had bought the DK and then it was the Aran. But I do like it. I think if I had used the cotton, it would have been too thin. So I kind of like how thick this is. But yes, it is the Lovecraft's cotton Aran. I think it's in banana cream. I think that's the colorway. But yeah, stunning. I will be making more things in this color. The next thing I knit is something very special. This was also one of my like dream knitting patterns when I started knitting. I was like, I want to knit this because it is a dupe for the Suzanne Emile cardigan, which is, I have one and it's my favorite cardigan. I wear it all the time, but it's in a very like autumnal winter color. So I was like, I want a spring version. So this, ooh gosh, that's very, sorry guys, that is very, very wrinkly. Anyway, this is the first cardigan that I made. It's the Daydreamer's cardigan, which I knit completely off gauge in a medium in the wrong yarn. A lot of things went wrong with this. This is another one I frogged 3 times. I started in July, gave up, and then I restarted at the end of August because it just was not a fun time. The sleeves, I don't like how skinny the sleeves are. I really wanted wide sleeves. It didn't work. I tried to balloon sleeve. It kind of works. So I've got a very thin cuff here with not a lot of stretch. So it's quite a pain to get on and off. Also, the stitch itself is very fragile. I used Drops Alpaca and Drops Kid Silk, which I shouldn't have used. It's so itchy. and just not a great fabric. Everyone tells me they like the buttons. I don't like the buttons anymore. I think I would like it more if I just use like normal flat buttons. I also think it's quite heavy because they're not flat. They've got like the bit on the back, so it kind of hangs on and already is a bit flimsy. So I'm thinking of changing the buttons soon, going to the store, but I can't find any buttons that are like the right color. So I'm thinking of changing the buttons soon, and I might end up liking it a bit more when I change the buttons. I learned a lot of things on this one. I learned that an Italian bind off kind of needs rib. If you can see, it kind of like not drapes, but it like pulls inward, and I can like separate the stitches. But I didn't do my bind off loose enough where it actually goes out, so it's a bit like tapered in. I did learn how to pick up for a crochet collar, crochet for a knit collar, and I crocheted bound off, which at first went really bad, and then I figured out how to do it, so it actually is okay now. But it actually looks really good. I learned how to, no, I didn't learn that. I learned how to do a button band. That was quite fun. I really enjoyed. This was my first time doing, is it called like double knit? This was my first time doing it. It's a double knit button band. I didn't do the buttonholes her way. It's like the cutting yarn way, which I still haven't figured out, but I just did like a standard. I think it's the same you would do in like a rib pattern, but it works fine. It doesn't need to be perfect. I kind of want to make another one in this specific color because I love the color. Like, this is so gorgeous. It's like one of my favorite spring summer colors. It's called Pistachio. This is Drops Pistachio Ice Cream, but I really want to do it in actual fabric that would give me the sort of flowy effect that I'm looking for. So I think the pattern originally calls for Drops Air, and I cheaped out. I was like, oh, but Drops Air is very drapey, and I didn't want it to be super loose, but I've been doing some research, and I think Drops Air held with a mohair would have been fine. But yeah, so I used their Alpaca and a mohair. Honestly, actually, I think it's gone softer over time. I don't find it as itchy as when I first got it, but yeah, I feel like this was my only flop. It's not really a flop. It's a completely wearable garment. It's just not exactly what I wanted it to be, but it's a completely wearable garment. It's a completely wearable garment. I get so many compliments on it, especially the buttons. But yeah, it's just not my favorite. But I might knit another one because I enjoyed the pattern, even though I didn't enjoy the stitch. I like the final result. This is a final result knit for me rather than a processed knit. But the next thing that I knit was a completely randomized cast on. I just had some, oh, you just saw it. I spoiled the surprise. It is just a cast on that I had some random mohair yarn for Vinted. And I'm not gonna lie, it's the softest mohair I've ever felt in my entire life. And I think it's just like an AliExpress or something, because I can't find it. I've Googled it and it doesn't exist. So no idea. I'll pop up a picture of the ball of yarn. If anybody knows, please tell me because it's so soft. I think it's got cashmere and wool, so it's quite sturdy on its own. So what I did was hold 2 strands double, and I knit the blouse number 1 light. So things I learned with this one: stripes. Variegated yarn is not my favorite. You can see the striping is very odd in the middle, and then it's very thick stripes on the sleeve, obviously because the circumference is smaller, which I hadn't realized that would happen, but it's okay. It's just supposed to be like a fun autumnal throw over, wear it with a low-waisted pair of jeans. It's just kind of fun. It keeps me warm. I learned how to do German short rows with this, which I think turned out really good. Quite easy, I must say. I wasn't sure how I'd do German short rows, but I feel like it came out really well. This is the first time I've actually knit a sleeve long enough for my arm, and both sleeves the same length, so that's improvement. I actually ended up knitting the sleeve too long, and then I undid it. But yeah, so this is the first time my sleeve has ever been the right length, both of them the same length. Again, I think it's a little short, it's a little cropped because it rolls up at the bottom. If you can see, there's a trend here when I just do a standard bind off. I think I bound it too tight, so it doesn't quite lay flat. So I might either try to block it or rebind it off, but it does its job. It's not really a problem. But yeah, this is just sort of was a random. I had some really soft yarn. I thought I'll make a blouse number 1 light. And I've been wanting a blouse number 1, so I think I still want to knit a proper blouse number 1 with like the knitting for all of silk. I just don't want to invest in that, so I think this is the best I'm going to do for now, but I still love it. It's not entirely my color, but it's not the worst color ever, which is why I actually ended up casting on with the purple, because I feel like that looks the best against my skin. So yeah, this was just like a random autumn, sort of like a Lorelai Gilmore Girls early 2000s like witchy top that I just was really wanting. So I do like it. I have worn it quite a bit, just as like an everyday at home top, but yeah. I totally skipped something, I'm so sorry. So before I knit my cardigan, I went to Canada for the summer, and I had this idea that I wanted to get yarn from where I traveled and knit a Sophie scarf. So I knit a Sophie scarf out of, I cannot remember, I will pop up a picture of the yarn, but I cannot remember what it's out of. It's just like a DK wool. I honestly don't wear it. It's kind of just like a memory of traveling piece. I should have got a color that I would like more. Like, I feel like this is too bright. I don't really know how to style this. Like, I'm working on it. I want to style a Sophie scarf. I just don't feel like, oh, you know, sometimes you just have to do it. I just don't feel like it suits me. Like, I think my face is too round. But honestly, I've never. Okay, wait. I might be convinced now. Oh well, but I did run out of yarn, so it's a little bit short. I think if it was longer. Oh, okay. Maybe I get the hype. That's actually kind of cute. Okay, I might be wearing this more. Yeah, it's just knit in a very bright purple. It's 2 strands held together, fingering, like hand-dyed fingering yarn. I should have knit it in cashmere. It's okay, I didn't, but yeah, I'm glad I knit it. It's really fun. It was super easy. It was one of those first time I had like done like a quick knit where it didn't take me a month plus. It only took me like a week, and I have gotten addicted to knitting small things that don't take me very long because of this. So I do like that it rolls into a croissant. I sort of had this like vision that I'll be like an old lady with a drawer full of Sophie scarves, sort of like when you see like rich people with in their like wardrobes with like watches and jewelry drawers. Yeah, I want to be an old lady with Sophie scarves in a drawer like that, in like so many colors, like every color I could ever want. So yeah, maybe I'm gonna knit another one now. I understand. I just put that on and it looks great. So Sophie scarf, maybe it does suit me. So this next item is my last like actual clothing item that I knit for the year, and I've also got a project vlog up. It's my first video that I ever made, and I'm really proud of it. This is my pièce de résistance. This is my magnum opus of the year, and that is my chocolate porcelain sweater, which looks stunning in this light. Is she not stunning? Is she not stunning? It's everything I wanted. It fits me perfectly. The yarn is the exact color I wanted, even though it's a bit marled. It's the perfect light blue. It's just stunning. I think the only thing is the sleeves are slightly too short. And I did block the sleeves a little wide, so I think I'm going to go back, reblock them, and let them sort of relax into their natural tapered shape, because I did sort of pull them a little bit. But this is the most gorgeous. It's just so gorgeous. I can't believe I knit this. This is what my training has led me to. My favorite band is definitely the middle one. Yeah, what did I learn for this one? I learned how to do a back, so casting on for the back, picking up sleeves. I did German short rows, which mostly turned out okay. It's a little bit bulky on one side where I picked up, not a problem. German short rows, I think this is called? I can't remember what this shaping is called. Oh, drop shoulder. This is the first time I made a drop shoulder garment, which I do enjoy. I don't know if I'm like convinced that they're the best construction style for a jumper or anything, but I did love making it. I don't have any problems with making another one. It's a little bit itchy. It's knit out of the Sandness Garn tin pure Gynt and held with Yarnsmiths Mohair, which is a wool warehouse Mohair brand, only because I couldn't find the Mohair in the tin pure Gynt and I wanted to save some money and it was on sale. So that is why I actually got a chocolate mohair, so it's a slightly darker brown than the tin pure Gynt, which is a lot cooler of a shade. Same with the blue. I got like a duck egg blue mohair, which is a lot lighter than the blue yarn, but I do think the mohair for the blue really brought the blue together and makes it look like a chocolate. Like this looks like a fancy chocolate. Literally, it's so gorgeous on camera. Oh my gosh. Every day I wake up and I'm like, I can't believe I made this. If I could make something like this all the time, I would just never stop knitting. And it really didn't take me that long. I think I started around my birthday and I finished it end of October-ish time. But yeah, I'm so happy with it. Let me show you my floats, guys, because the float's the best part. Everyone was saying how floats are important, and I wasn't sure I was actually picking up my floats correctly, but I really think that's pretty correct. Like, you can see the pattern. Maybe not so much at the top, not as good, but the last two I definitely understood what I was doing, so I'm so pleased. I think my color work is ever so slightly too tight. I probably could have gone up a needle size. I don't think I needed to, especially for a first time color work. I'm not sure I will ever make another color work jumper, because this is one of the 3 things this year that I was like, this would be my dream garment, and I honestly don't think I need another. I don't need another porcelain sweater. I don't need another colorwork sweater. Like, this is everything I ever wanted. You probably know the pattern. I haven't said, but it's the porcelain sweater by Knit. And yeah, I wear this all the time. It's kind of my like one jumper that I wear outside because I think it looks really good, keeps me warm. I don't wear it like if I'm going to work or anything because I wouldn't want it to snag. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. It looks so much better on camera. I think it's getting better with wear, which I think wool is supposed to do. So this was my magnum opus of the year, my porcelain sweater. Look how chunky she is. But yeah, I'm really happy about this. This was one that I made with a lot of love and care. I think I perfected my bind off skills. I was finally happy. Like, I'm really pleased with my ribbing. That's something that I feel like I've struggled with this year, is like making ribbing that I actually am happy with. I feel like it's quite neat. I do wish I had made it slightly longer, but I got lazy and was bored. Because it's not cropped, but it doesn't sit quite as long as the picture does, which I was hoping it would. Same with the sleeves, a tad short, but overall, I don't have much to complain about. And I recommend that you watch this video because I had a really good time, and you might just enjoy it while you're knitting a project. I've got 2 things left that I knit in the last month before I talk to you about my gift knits, because there's quite a few of those. So the first thing I did was I decided to make a Sophie hood out of some hand-dyed yarn that I ordered from, Sewrella yarn. She did a London, like a summer in London collection, and there were some really gorgeous shades. So I bought a skein of Kensington, I think it was called, and I held it with Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair in the shade Dusty Violet, and I'm extraordinarily pleased with the color and like everything about it. I just don't think it keeps me very warm because it was made with a finger ring and a mohair. It's a very light, airy yarn, so I don't wear it very much. But I think in January I might start pulling this out. But what I have been wearing instead of this is my Ester beanie, which again is, if you notice, I don't always knit things in the right gauge / yarn. I kind of just wing it with whatever I want, which is fine. Not a problem. I don't think there's a problem with that. But I knit the Ester beanie a lot shorter, and it's actually knit in a cashmere marine. I think it's a merino and cashmere silk blend. So this is the Ester beanie by somebody. I'll pop the pattern up. Yeah, it's definitely got the vibe without being the right shape. So usually the Ester beanie is quite a bit longer and it's got a thicker brim. But when I put this on, I feel like it suits me. Like, I've been wearing this literally every single day since I finished it, and I just am not a long beanie person. So I've been really enjoying. I do think I could have gone for a chunkier rib, but honestly, it looks quite chunky for the length of the hat. But wow, it's so cute. I love it. I wear it all the time. It's the one hat that I made. It was kind of like an impulsive. I just had some yarn I wanted to get rid of, so I'm happy that I did that. I still have some of that yarn left, so I might make a Sophie scarf out of it. But yeah, that's my Ester beanie and my Sophie scarf. Again, I mean my Sophie hood, which I have no issues with. I did my increases wrong, so I did on every 6th row instead of on every first row. So you're supposed to do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but then it's just supposed to be on the 1st stitch. I think I did on the 6th stitch. So not a problem. You literally can't tell. It's so gorgeous. I think I just have an extra row on one side, but it really doesn't matter. Same with this one, so gorgeous. No mistakes in this one. It was quite, like, look at that. I feel like my color work, the color work is good. My slip stitching was really good. I do feel like I've become a very confident knitter since January, just because I knit that porcelain sweater and I was like, I am unstoppable. Like, no one can tell me I can't knit something. So everything that I want to knit, I've been knitting, and they've all turned out pretty good. So I'm really pleased. My 2 accessories of the year, things I made. I will pop a picture up, and these are the sailor slippers I made. Hold on. I made 13 pairs of sailor slippers. 10 of them were gifts for Christmas, and I need to leave a comment on that video because the box did get there for Christmas, guys. I shipped it on the 19th, I think, and the lady at the post office was like, I don't think this is going to get there in time. It got there on Christmas Eve, and I was so pleased. So I'll show you the pairs that I do have with me. So this is the first pair I knit, which I knit too small, and you can tell they're a little bit wonky, so I haven't even quite figured out now how to felt them properly, but I do wear these all the time. They're literally, you just throw them on, you look a little funky, a bit like a Dr. Seuss character, but it's fine. So yeah, I wear these all the time. These are the first ones I made. I learned a lot. So again, there's seaming on this pattern, which I feel like I was already an expert for because Sebastian sweater taught me how to seam, and then the I-cord as well. I didn't have a problem because I already knew how to do that. And then after that one, I knit my husband a pair. Again, a little bit wonky, but they actually turned out the right size. So that was pretty good. I don't know if they're the right size. I think they're the right size. They fit his feet. I have found repeatedly that the I-cord is quite tight on everybody's slippers that I've knitted them and gifted them. So I don't know if that's a pattern thing or if I didn't pick up enough stitches, or just something to keep in mind if you want to knit this pattern, that the I-cord is quite tight. And then this final pair I literally finished on Christmas, which is so fun. I decided with all the spare yarn that I had that I would knit just like a scrappy pair for myself. So I wanted white soles because I think that looks really cute. And then I knitted them in a bunch of orange, brown, pink. And yeah, I'm just really happy with it. I didn't have quite enough of each of the yarns, so I thought I'd scrappy them. And I think they're very fun, very autumnal, a little bit spring. You can tell they're ever so slightly different. So the orange ones don't line up on this side. And the orange stripes line up on that foot, but not a problem. I will be putting these on though. Oh my gosh, it's a kitty. Guys, there's a cat across the street. But yeah, I'm really happy with these. I feel like they felted the best. These I made actually to the right size, so they're a UK 6. I think a US 39. But yeah, they're actually the right size. So that's really exciting. My mom told me yesterday on Christmas that they were really warm, and she was really excited about that because she didn't know how that was possible. I said, well, Mom, they're made out of wool. So yeah, I spent my entire November, basically the middle of November, once I finished my Sophie hood, knitting slippers, and that is all I've knit. So I've knit 13 things since then, which is crazy. And that's everything. That's everything that I finished, but I'm just going to quickly show you my 3 whips that I'm taking into the year with me. So first is one that I probably will keep on rest until the spring or summer, just because it's like a summery top. And that is the Josephine top by Lily Kate Makes. I was really excited about this originally, but I just feel like the ribbing pattern has been taking me forever and I'm not feeling very motivated. So I'm kind of in like the middle section. I think once I get to the bust, it's not going to take me very long. The cool thing is that it like stretches to fit you. So because it's 2x2 rib, it's going to like stretch. But basically I'm trying to knit up the half of my body, and then I'll do bust increases, and then I'll split for sleeves, which is something that I've not done bottom up, like splitting for sleeves properly. So that will be something new. But yeah, I started this in about September, but I got some nice knitting for olive merino. I'm holding double. I didn't realize I actually had originally only bought one ball of knitting for olive, and I didn't realize that I needed like a DK-ish weight. So I think it's slightly thicker than a DK weight, but still gorgeous nonetheless. And yeah, I will probably start that again in the spring, but that is the first one I'm going into the year with. The second one is a cardigan. If you notice, I don't knit a lot of cardigans. I find them really repetitive and just like frustrating that I have to go back and forth on so many stitches. But this is the Manon cardigan, which I'm knitting in a hand-dyed yarn I got from Vintage. I will leave the title of the yarn because I cannot remember. It's like something farm yarns. But yeah, I'm just finishing on my increase round. I've got like 5 or 6 increases, and then I can split for sleeves, so it's going quite well. It's a really soft merino. I'm liking the way that the yarn is marling because it's hand dyed. Obviously, it's not perfect in every spot, but I am enjoying it. I think it looks really good. And that is my second whip I'm taking into the year. And then my third whip is my Christmas cast on, which is, so I literally started it yesterday. So my husband got me a box of Cardiff cashmere for Christmas, which is the nicest gift ever. And I've decided to knit a Monday sweater in the gorgeous cameo color. So it's a stunning light pink, which I think is too pink for me. I think it's too warm, which makes me slightly sad because I thought it was a little cooler of a pink, but look how gorgeous. And the stitch definition, my ribbing is actually turning out so well. So this to me is sort of my year of knitting. I'm like finalizing all my skills. It's just a top-down raglan. It's the Monday, did I say that? It's the Monday sweater by PetiteKnit. So it's literally just like a top-down raglan, just like the step-by-step sweater. So I'm hoping this one will turn out better. Already my ribbing is looking better. So for that reason, I'm excited. But it's obviously going to have a double folded collar, which I think is going to look really gorgeous. And yeah, so this is my other knit that I'm taking into the year. I've told myself that I don't want to buy any more yarn until I finish this one and the cardigan. And then I think I'm going to start planning. Well, I've already planned my 26 knits, but then I think I'll start buying the yarn for those once I finish these 2 sweaters. Well, that is everything that I knit in 2026. Thank you for sitting with me and listening to me yap about my things. If you have any questions about anything or I forgot to tell you something about them, just ask me. I clearly have knit so much, which I don't think is a very common thing that a lot of people do. One of my friends is a knitter and she said that I am like so speedy, and I don't feel very fast. Like I feel like I see people in their YouTube videos who feel like they knit really fast. So I think it's quite cool to feel like I knit at least one thing every month, equivalent to plus more because I have like half done whips. So I feel like I had a really good year, especially for first year knitting. Yeah, and I wish you guys a very merry 2026. Let me know what you're going into the new year knitting, and I will see you in the next one. Probably not a podcast. It will probably be a project vlog, but who knows? I might actually film everything I'm going to knit in 2026. You'll probably see me then. So I'll see you later. Bye guys. Thanks for watching.